Hello everyone, welcome to Lisa Horton Crafts. My name is Natalia. I will be using today Lisa's layering stencils and 3D embossing folder, which comes with dies. This one is called Sunflower and Roses, and each stencil has a number. This is number 1. So here are 8 stencils, and they're all different. Each set is different with different numbers of the stencils. So if we're gonna add card and add the stencils in those little holes, so those magnets can hold the card. So when adding stencil, be sure you can see the number and it's the right way. And then for this one I will be using these inks. So I've chosen shabby shutters, moved loan and peeled paint for the leaves. And the first layer I will be using light color. I'll be using little brush. So now we're gonna use a second one, number 2, and this is a floral. So you always can look at the image. And I'll be using this light pink color, which is spun sugar. So now is layer number 3. As you can see, you're gonna go on the top with the roses. So you're gonna have to choose slightly a darker color. So we're laying like this, and you add we're gonna add a warm lipstick. So now we're gonna add number 4. For this we're using different color. I use abundant coral. You can always go back with them and use the lightest color again, pink. I'm thinking my pink is a bit too light, so I'm gonna use more pink. So now we're gonna go to number 5, and this will be different colors, different florals. So I'll be using yellow colors, and one of them like a little bit orangey. So we're using first squeezed lemonade. So now I'll be using another layer of stencil I'm gonna use for this flower. So now we'll go with darker color and this scatter stroke. So it's here where we're gonna use white marigold. And here is the last layer. Be sure it's number and this in this corner. And so here we're gonna use dark green color, and I'm gonna use move low. And I think for this one I was just gonna use little red. Now we're gonna use green. Here is the floral. So what you can do, you can also go back with the first layer. If you go back with the first layer, you can use another color, slightly darker, or maybe the same color. You're gonna use the same color, and you will take a little brush, and you will use, for example, the same color, and you just can add some shading. You're gonna open now, you will see more shades of green, maybe more here. So this side, those brushes are brilliant. You're gonna clean and then micro close. You can see a little bit more shadows. And also, if I could use more shadows to the center of the flowers. There you go. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So I'm used on the Lisa's smooth cardstock. So now we're gonna use dye. I'll just position the dye to the floral. First, I think I'm gonna cut short. Positioning the dye to the floral with some washi tape. Now die cut. The cut's absolutely fine, and that's the floral. So here is the embossing. And we have to align with the image, as you can see. Sometimes I'm using a washi tape just to hold the floral. And if you look at the back and look at the edges, so for example, maybe you can see here, it's not aligning so well. Just move a bit. I think it's okay now. So here is the embossed image. As you can see, gives you more details. Now I will be creating a card, so I'm using the dies, floral die and a circle die. From Nested Tornado Circles. I'm die cutting from a midi rainbow card, and here I'm die cutting circle frame by using second largest circle die. And here I will die cut aperture from the base card using second largest circle die, and I'm using 8x8 base card. So I've die cut the aperture for the front of the card, and now I will die cut a circle from vellum using largest circle die, and I will emboss the circle vellum with using 3D embossing folder cubes. And by embossing the vellum, I've added paper, simple paper, to emboss the vellum. This way it won't crack. So here I will adhere the frame with the wet glue. And I'm taking the excess of the glue from the frame with my finger, and I'm adhering the frame to the vellum. And here I'm gonna clear the some of the glue from the frame and cutting some of the vellum from the edge. So now I will mark the nested circle to the card just to match the frame. And by gluing the frame, I will be using underneath darker color card just to see where to position the frame. So I'm adhering the frame to the card. And now I will add the floral to the miri card, and I will adhere with 3D foam pads for dimension. So here I partly will use a wet glue to the floral at the back, and I'll adhere the floral to the card. So now I will be using birthday stamps and dies, and I'm using inks also, abundant coral, and I'm die cutting from inky background, white background, a white card, and a rainbow miri card. Putting the sentiments together. And here I'm using little tweezers to adhere the letters to the sentiment. And here I will die cut the little sentiment happy, and I will be using a rainbow miri card, and using white card also, and also I'll be using some inks to add underneath for the sentiment. So I'm using the same ink, abundant coral. So here I'm adding the white sentiment top of the inky background, and I'm cutting away. So I'm adhering the sentiment with the 3D foam tape, the miri card. So now I will add 3D foam pads on one of the side of the sentiment and some wet glue, and adhere on top of the floral partly, and also I will add little sentiment on top. So now I will be adding dewdrops to the card and to the center of the flowers. So here is the card. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more video tutorials. Take care. Bye.